It is through the Holy Spirit, the third person of the Holy Trinity, that we come to know and communicate with the Father and the Son, the first and second persons of the Holy Trinity. Today, we're covering the paragraphs in the Catechism that deal with the Holy Spirit, paragraphs 683 to 747. Our faith in the Father and the Son comes through the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit has been at work with the Father and the Son throughout salvation history. But it is after the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ in the Pentecost that the Holy Spirit is recognized and welcomed as a distinct person of the Holy Spirit. It is in and through the church that we know the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit is present and active in our lives. While all three persons of the Holy Trinity are holy and a spirit, the Catechism points out that it is the name for the third person that is the Holy Spirit. Jesus also refers to the Holy Spirit as the Paraclete, and Paul refers to it by different names: the Spirit of Jesus, the Spirit of God, the Spirit of adoption. How do we imagine the Holy Spirit, right? We know what Jesus looked like through the incarnation. We know Jesus, and we can imagine the Father as the Father, a wise old man. But how do we imagine the Holy Spirit? It's through symbols, right? The Holy Spirit is not water or fire, but it is through those symbols of water and fire that we can imagine the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit works with the Son in a joint mission. The Holy Spirit and the Son are distinct but inseparable. It is through the Son that God is made visible, but it is through the Holy Spirit that He is revealed. From the beginning of time, we can see the Holy Spirit working with the Word on their joint mission. From the beginning, the Word and His breath are at work in creation. The Spirit prepares for the time of the Messiah by preparing the hearts of those who are to receive Him, especially the poor. The Spirit concludes His speaking through the prophets with John the Baptist, and it is through the Holy Spirit that Mary conceives and gives birth to the Son of God, fulfilling the Father's plan for goodness. Christ inaugurates His proclamation of the gospel by saying that He is anointed by the Spirit. Jesus is anointed by the Holy Spirit. He is the anointed one, the Christ, the Messiah. At His death, Jesus commends the Holy Spirit to the Father. And it is after His resurrection that He gives the Spirit to the apostles by breathing upon them. But it is at the Pentecost that the Holy Spirit is given as a distinct, separate person of the Holy Trinity. The Holy Spirit is God's love, and through the Holy Spirit we bear good fruit. The mission of Christ in the Holy Spirit is brought to completion in the church. It is Christ, anointed by the Holy Spirit, who as the head of the body pours out the Holy Spirit to the members of His body, most especially through the sacraments. Ultimately, it is the Holy Spirit who intercedes for us in our weakness.